as radar indicated. Do want to update you on some of the other activity that's going on across the state right now. Excuse me. We have what is left of Debbie in the western part of the state, and it's bringing these showers and thunderstorms up from the south. And what's happening is the flow is kind of like in this direction here. And what's been happening is some of these cells have been coming up from North Carolina, staying near and just east of I-95. And some of these have been having some spin-up tornadoes with them. We had a lot of activity last evening and last night. Things are starting to get a little bit better over just the past few hours, but now we're starting to see a few more of these storms starting to show some signs of rotation. So there are the tornado safety precautions on your screen right there. We're watching the storm. It's right near Bowling Green and Fort Walker right now at 4:30, and we are starting the CBS 6 news early morning at 4:30 here on CBS 6. Reba and Brenda will be along with us in just a little bit. Want to update you on your tornado safety tips, though. Take shelter in a basement or the lowest level possible. Put as much space between you and the outside walls as possible, and a basement or lower level. And this punch of velocity right now is just kind of near the Bowling Green area. In fact, taking a look here, let me go in just a little bit more closely. So this is showing the area of rotation right here. And we're where 301 and 207 meet here and Route 2. So the potential rotation is right in this general area here, and it's pushing north at 50 miles an hour. So this tornado warning continues for Caroline County until 5 o'clock this morning. And just give you a little bit of perspective there. So Bowling Green is in the path of this. In fact, it's just passing you right now, potentially just to the east of Woodford and just west of Port Royal. So that is in that area right there. It's east of I-95 and going to stay just west of Route 17. So that's Caroline County, Central, Eastern, and Northern Caroline County. That is until 5 o'clock coming up this morning. We've been watching these storms all night. And what's going to happen is we'll continue to see some showers and storms developing the rest of this morning. This is kind of like the most violent part of what we're watching now. We have more rain across the Richmond metro area, even some heavier rain here, eastern Henrico County, Mechanicsville, down towards Varina, right over 295. And there's the potential, even with this little batch of rain that's coming through now, for that to develop some rotation. So we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, not seeing anything hugely significant in there, but some wind speeds kind of picking on up. So that's on the east side of Richmond over by 295. So nothing tornadic with that right now, but it's this cell here that's just east of Bowling Green, right near 301. And it's going to be heading up towards Silston and just west of Port Royal. So there's a look at the velocity again. And it's this area right here, right near Bowling Green and east of Richmond Turnpike, right near 301, tracking to the north at 50 miles an hour. A good portion of the CBS 6 viewing area is still under a tornado watch right now. That is for mostly areas east of I-95 in the metro area, points eastward, and that does include Caroline, Spotsylvania County, up into northern Virginia. That tornado watch lasts until 7 o'clock this morning. This tornado warning in effect until 5 a.m. And I want to show you a look at what's been going on across the area. Here's a look at radar from the past few hours. And you can see a lot of the activity in the western part of the state. This little twist that you see out here, this is what is left of what was Tropical Storm Debbie. It's just a depression, even a low area of low pressure right now. That'll continue tracking northward very quickly today, going up right up I-81, going into West Virginia, Western Maryland, and Pennsylvania. And what happens with a lot of these tropical systems, they have a lot of spin in them. And when the winds come around the centers here, they hit the ground, some friction there, and we get these brief little spin-up tornadoes. They're not ones that are like a lot of the times we see in the spring and summer that may last a little while longer. In some cases, sometimes these only last a couple minutes. They're very kind of localized. And these cells are moving a lot more quickly than they normally do. Usually when we track tornadoes, they work anywhere from like 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. This cell is moving to the north at 50 miles an hour due to the fact that we have such a lot of violence in the atmosphere kind of pushing things along with some high wind speeds there. So this is for Caroline County, Central and Eastern Caroline County, moving into Northern Caroline County, right near Route 301. and the rotation is crossing right over 301 right now. In fact, it's this what you see currently right here passing 301. Just east of Bowling Green, just east of Woodford. That should stay just east of Woodford over the next little bit, and this will continue tracking into northern and northeastern Caroline County, just getting west of Port Royal and moving towards that portion of Route 17 in Caroline County, which is right there. So this is where the rotation is, heading to the north at 50 miles an hour. And let me update you on the storm track with this, since we last did this track a little while ago. So it is moving to the north at 50 miles an hour. That will bring it into, just adjust that a little bit more, into Featherstone Fork at 440, Dogue at 443, Goby at 449, and Fairview Beach if it continues to hold together, and eventually Stafford as we get a little bit closer to 5 a.m. this morning, and Widewater by 5:02. The rest of the state right now is seeing shower and thunderstorm activity. We don't have much in the way of severe weather right now. We continue with the tornado watch for a good portion of the area, and we will continue to have more of these thunderstorms kind of developing over the next little bit. This is the area, the zone here, that's starting to see a little bit more increase in activity with shower and thunderstorm activity, some stronger winds, and the potential for some rotation with these storms. What we have right now in eastern Henrico County, that is not severe, but we're going to continue watching it because these are the cells that just very quickly spin up a tornado, look fine on radar, and all of a sudden one scan comes through and there's a little bit of a twist, a little bit of rotation, and we get a very quick tornado warning. In some cases, these only last a few minutes. Some cases last night, they lasted for about 15, 20, 30 minutes or so. This activity that's east of Richmond over by 295 does have some velocity in it, but we're not seeing a lot of the rotation twist just yet. So that's east of Richmond. The tornado warning is in effect for northern and northeastern Caroline County. That is until 5 a.m. this morning. A lot of heavy rain with this as well. So even if you're not in the area that's being impacted by the potential rotation, we're looking at some really heavy downpours with that. Here's where 301 is. Here is where Route 2 is. And that is where Route 17 is in the northern part and northeastern part of Caroline County. Taking a look at the velocity signature again, it is this area that we are concerned with right there for the potential tornado. And again, this is Doppler indicated rotation. This is not one that's been confirmed on the ground. But these storms moving very quickly, in a lot of cases over the last couple hours, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. This cell is moving to the north at 50, and the tornado warning continues for another about 22 minutes until 5 o'clock. You are watching the CBS 6 News at 4:30. We're continuing with a tornado warning coverage for Caroline County. If you're just tuning in right now, the center rotation right near Route 301, just east of Route 2. It looks like the rotation will stay west of Port Royal, but this may head towards the Sealston area coming up in the next 15, 20 minutes. The rotation right now is east of Bowling Green and just east of Route 2 there, and this is well east of I-95. So that's where the current rotation is right now. Let me clear that off and just take a little bit of a wider perspective here so you can see where we're talking about. It's in northeastern Caroline County. That is where a cluster of heavy rain is, and we're seeing some twist in there, so the potential for a tornado in northeastern Caroline County. The warning goes until 5 o'clock. Elsewhere, we have some heavy rain here on the east side of Richmond, over into eastern Henrico County near 295. Not seeing some rotation in that just yet, but that is something that really bears watching because these will spin up pretty quickly. Out towards the west, this is not severe. This is just heavy rain from Fluvanna County back through Albemarle up towards Greene and Madison counties. Another thing we've been dealing with during the past 12 to 18 hours has been significant flooding, especially well west of I-95. We have a flood watching effect for most of the area that lasts until this evening. We have flash flood warnings in that area shaded in peach that's out just near and east of I-81, Charlottesville, western Albemarle County down through Nelson County, and a wide range of flood warnings across southwestern Virginia from Farmville down towards Danville and back towards about the Roanoke area. We have had some rainfall within the Richmond metro area over the past 24 hours of anywhere from a half an inch to about 4 inches of rainfall. with what fell yesterday and last night. And look at that bullseye of heavy rain well off towards the west. There are areas out near Charlottesville and Farmville that got between 5 and 8 inches of rain over just the last few moments, over the last 18 hours or so. And now the tornado warning has been extended into King George County. So that warning that we've been watching east of Bowling Green will continue up into Stafford County. And you can see over the last 15 minutes the progression of the cell to the north here. I want to remind you of your tornado safety tips. Take shelter in a basement or the lowest level possible. As much space between you and the outside walls as possible. And if you don't have a basement, get to the lowest level you can, get away from windows, and get to like an interior closet, a hallway, a bathroom, something like that. Sometimes those little cubbies underneath the stairs. That's a perfect area for shelter in terms of the tornado warning. So we've been dealing with the heavy rain. That happened a lot yesterday and last night. And we have had a lot of tornado warnings. Now, this is not active right at this second, but this map that comes up will show you these were all the tornado warnings we've had in the last 24 hours from about yesterday afternoon through the overnight and this morning. So you can see it was very active last night, still very active this morning, just not as widespread as it was last night. A tornado watch continues for northern and eastern Virginia. That goes until 7 o'clock today. And now we have the 2 tornado warnings for northeastern Caroline County and now into King George County and just east of Stafford. So King George County, northeastern Caroline County, and let's put the text on here. So for King George County, that goes until 5:15, and the one that's in Caroline County, that is until 5 o'clock. So that's like 19 more minutes, and that just actually got updated just a second ago. So that is still going until 5 a.m. So that is northeastern Caroline County, just east of Bowling Green. And the brand new tornado warning that just issued a little while ago, that is King George County until 5:15. It says Charles on there. That is going up into Maryland within our viewing area. We're just talking about King George County. I think before I might have said Stafford. I was mistaken there. That's King George County. So we're talking about areas east of Route 301 and near Route 17. And let me show you what's been going on in terms of the radar. This is the current reflectivity. This shows you how hard the rain is falling. And this cell here is tracking to the north at close to 50 miles an hour. This new one that just came out for King George County, let me just get some updated information for you. And so that is continuing 50 miles an hour to the north. And bear with me, I apologize. We're getting some new data in as we speak, so I'm just kind of looking over this at the same time. So the cell right now near Fort A.P. Hill, 8 miles northeast of Bowling Green, moving to the north at 45 to 50 miles an hour. So we have 2 active tornado warnings now for northeastern Caroline County and central and western and northwestern King George County. It is for this rotation that we have in this area right here. That's where the potential tornado is. Now, this is all radar indicated rotation. We don't have any ground confirmation of this, but based upon what happened last evening and last night, these cells have been spinning up very quickly and causing some isolated tornadoes. In some cases, they're very brief. Other cases, they last a little bit longer. But right now, this cell with the rotation is just west of Port Royal, just to the southwest of Doak, just south of Sealston. So it's this area right here that we're talking about crossing 301. So let's put some other info here on the screen. So we're just west of Route 17 and south of Route 17 and just east of Route 2. So we're kind of looking at this zone right here between 301, Route 17, just east of Route 2. We're still well east of I-95 here with these 2 active tornado warnings. And again, this one that's in Caroline County goes for another 16 minutes or so. This may actually be completely out of the county before we get to 5 o'clock. And then we have this one in King George County as well. So that one goes until 5:15, the one in Caroline until 5 o'clock. And let's update you on where this rotation is going. So with this moving to the north at about 45, 50 miles an hour, right over Route 17 here to the north, a little bit to the northeast maybe as well. So take that on a path and takes it to Lambs Creek at 4:51, Arnold's Corner at 4:55 this morning, Fairview Beach at 4:57, and Ironsides at 5:14. So that is the latest storm track on that cell. That's moving about 45 to 50 miles an hour. So the new tornado warning is for King George County until 5:15. The original one that we started with, that was for Caroline County, and that goes until 5 o'clock this morning. There is a tornado watch still in effect for Eastern Virginia and Northern Virginia. That goes until 7 o'clock this morning. A lot of our western and even a lot of our metro counties have been cleared out of this. So the tornado watch right now includes areas like Spotsylvania, Caroline County, back up towards Greene, Orange County, eastward in the northern neck, Middle Peninsula. It includes far eastern parts of Henrico and Hanover County. In fact, that part was actually just taken out just a little while ago. So let's zoom in here. So it's Charles City County, New Kent County, down towards Prince George County. So a lot of the Richmond metro area is not in it. Essentially, it's east of 295. And when you get down the Tri-Cities, it's there and east of Route 95 there. But we have these two active tornado warnings, northeastern Caroline County and King George County. Those go until 5 o'clock for Caroline and 5:15 for King George County. I want to update you again on our tornado safety tips that you want to be at the lowest level possible, basement, or if you're like in an apartment building, try to get to the ground floor. If you have a basement laundry, that's even better. If you can't get to the lowest floor, you want to be in the most interior part as you can, away from outside walls and outside windows. Good shelter for this would be like a closet, interior hallway, or a bathroom. Piece of good news with some of this is that these storms are moving very quickly. So with these moving 45, 50 miles an hour, will not be in these affected areas for too terribly long. We also are dealing with a lot of flooding, especially in the western third to half of the state there. Well west of I-95, we've had some sections in the western part of the state that gotten anywhere from about 6 to 9 inches of rain. So continuing to update you on this, if you're just joining us here on CBS 6, the news at 4:30 this morning continues. Tornado watch in effect for northern and eastern Virginia, and we have these two tornado warnings for Caroline and King George County. And we just had a brand new tornado warning added, and this was for the part that I was telling you about a little while ago, that cell that was around 295, that line of thunderstorms. So we have a brand new one in effect now, and that shows you the activity over the past 15 minutes. Let me bust out of this, and let's get the updated information for this one. So this is a brand new tornado warning that just got issued, and this is for Southern Caroline. It's for Hanover, King and Queen counties, and eastern Henrico County, right near the airport especially, and eastern Hanover up to northern King William County. So that is where the current warning is. We have a cell that capable of producing a tornado over Highland Springs. This one is moving at 60 miles an hour. So we're talking about some serious speed with this. And right here, this is what I was talking about right when we started our tornado warning cut in just before 4:30, how this activity here was going to start to kind of ramp up a little bit. And it's this area right there of potential rotation just to the northeast of Richmond International Airport, kind of near and just east of Highland Springs and just south of Hanover Farms. So let's go in pretty tightly on this. So the area that we're talking about here is right near 156 and Market Road, and just north of Meadow Road, and this road back here just north of Route 64, that is Hanover. So this is kind of the intersection of where we're talking about, 156 Market Road, Hanover Road, Meadow Road. That's where the potential tornado is right now. And this is another one that's radar indicated. We don't have any ground confirmation of this. And I apologize, just bear with me, going through some new information that's coming in. So, yeah, right over Highland Springs, moving to the north at 60 miles an hour. So that is where that potential tornado is. And the other warnings that we had, those are the ones that were for northeastern Caroline County and the one that's in central and western King George County. But this is the brand new tornado warning that we're talking about. The path on the one that's to the north will be moving towards Fairview Beach at about 4:56, and going a little bit farther southward, there's a rotation right around the Hanover Farms area. So that is moving to the north at 60 miles an hour. So let me put a storm track on this. With this going to the north at about 60, if it goes in that general path, it'll be towards Studley at 4:57, Manquin at 5:02, and Central Point by 5:19. So that is the latest tornado warning. And again, this covers where we're talking about eastern Hanover. We're talking about Caroline, King William, and King and Queen, and also for eastern Henrico County, down by where the airport is. So let me actually just switch and go to this map. It'll kind of show things a little bit better. So that is where the new tornado warning is, from just north of Verina, kind of right near Richmond International Airport, just to the east of that, 295, and that extends up into northwestern King William County and southeastern Caroline County. So the one tornado warning we had a little while ago, that is now moving into northeastern Caroline County, central and western King George County. This brand new tornado warning is for eastern Henrico County and eastern Hanover County, for a cell that is right near and just east of Richmond International Airport and near Highland Springs. So let me remind you of your tornado safety tips. And take shelter in a basement or lowest level possible. Put as much space between you and the outside walls as possible. Use a closet, an interior hallway or bathroom. And make sure that if you're in a mobile home and you have the time to go to a Surrey shelter, now would be the time to do that. One thing I'm going to ask our director, Casey and Ian, in a little bit, if you could pop up Doppler Max 3D, that source, and I will be using that shortly. But the brand new tornado warning that was just issued a little while ago, we had the ones for northeastern Caroline County and central and western King George County, and now we have the brand new one here, and this is for eastern Henrico County, eastern Hanover County, and parts of King William County and southeastern Caroline County. So that is the brand new one. And this shows you the activity in the Commonwealth right now. So the tornado watch, eastern Virginia and northeastern Virginia until 7 o'clock this morning. But these are the different tornado warnings we've been dealing with. The most recent one now, eastern Hanover County into eastern Hanover County, northwestern King William County, and far southeastern Caroline County. Let's go back to the radar, and you can see the heavy rain that is moving east of Mechanicsville. It's moving right over 360. So that's how the general radar looks. That shows you the rainfall that we have, and then we have the velocity. Here we are on Doppler Max 6, and right here, this is where the tornado warning has been issued. So we're talking about right near Highland Springs, right near Stanson, just to the northeast of that. We can go back to Max 1 now, and I'll show you the velocity on here. And this is the area rotation that we're talking about. You zoom on in again and give you some locators here. So this is just near Market Road, Crown Hill Road, We're talking about Route 156. This is just east of 295, near and south of 360. Moving towards Pole Green Road. This is moving towards Old Church. This is 360 right there. And we mentioned Studley Road before. So this is where the center of rotation is right now. Again, this is not a ground-confirmed tornado, but this is the rotation right here. Hanover Farms over to Old Church. And I want to throw a couple more roads on here. So this is just east. Let me get some of this off there. McClellan Road there and Hopewell Road. So it's moving right over Crown Hill Road. We're right near McClellan Road, Old Church, Route 360, and Sandy Valley Road there. So that is the current tornado warning. And this is for a cell that's moving to the north at 60 miles an hour. So let me widen this out a little bit more. And so this is where the rotation is now. And let's move it to the north-northeast at about 60 miles an hour. So we'll put a updated storm track on this for you. So this will be Pole Green within the next 2 minutes, Buckeye 5:02, Manquin at 5:06, Duane at 5:14, Bagby at 5:18, and Central Point at 5:24. So this is the tornado warning that was issued for eastern Henrico County, eastern Hanover, into western, northwestern King William County, and southeastern parts of Caroline County as well. It looks like most of the rotation now has moved out of Henrico County, is in eastern Hanover County right now. So there are the times of arrival. So right now, the rotation is kind of between Hanover Farms and Old Church, just to the east of Mechanicsville, just northeast of 295. So we're talking about eastern Hanover County, right near Route 360. And we'll go on in, and I'll put in a few more roads here. So that's Sandy Valley Road and Little Florida Road there. And there's Hanovertown Road there. So I know that's a lot of activity on the screen there, but I just want anyone that lives in that location to know exactly where we're talking about. So northeast of Hanover Farms, right near the Old Church area, right around Pole Green Road right now, we're moving right over 360. So if you live in this area right here, this is where we're talking about the rotation, right there. So Old Church, 360, right near Pole Green Road. And let's update the rotation. This is moving so quickly north that me showing you this just a few minutes ago, the storm has already moved quite a bit. So Old Church in about the next minute and a half. As I showed you on radar, it's pretty much right there right now. Mango Hick at 5:10, Bagby at 5:18. And if it continues to hold together, Central Point at 5:24. So that is the current time of arrival for the possible tornadic cell, which is in eastern Hanover County. Let's do a wide perspective here. Tornado watch, northern and eastern Virginia. That's until 7 o'clock. And we have multiple tornado warnings. This one that we were watching in northeastern Caroline County that was moving into King George County, it looks like the King George portion was allowed to be discontinued. And it's actually, the velocity has moved up here into central and western King George County. So if you're watching us from up there, if you watch us from just west of 301 and east of Route 17, that's where the rotation is moving into central and western King George County. But this is the bigger concern right now. This is the newer, or I should say the newest of the warnings that we've had. And this is now moved out of Henrico County. So the warning currently is for eastern Hanover County, northwestern King William County, and southeastern Caroline County. So the cell right now east of Mechanicsville, this is how it looks on the conventional radar. We're talking about rotation, but we're also talking about extremely heavy rainfall with this as well. So even if you're not in the path of the rotation, we're still dealing with torrential downpours. And here is where the velocity signature is. And it's right near and northwest of Old Church right now, right over Hanover Town Road, right near River Road, and right near and just east of Studley Road. So this part in Hanover County, let me just move the radar just a tiny smidge so you can see. So we have 30 up there. This is 360 running to the right near Manquin. So our potential circulation, I should say our circulation, our potential tornado is right here, Studley Road, Hanover Town Road, River Road, right there, just west of Manquin, just southeast of Mango Hick, just south of Route 30, just near and west of 360. So southeastern Hanover County, this is where we have our potential tornado. This is where the center of rotation is. And let me go back and let me update you on the times of arrival with this, because as I mentioned, it's moving so quickly. And just as I did that, we have a brand new scan that has come in. So to northeast at about 60 miles an hour, if it doesn't change trajectory at all. So that brings it into Mango Hick at about 9 minutes from now. Beulahville at 5:16, Bagby at 5:19, Laurelville at 5:22, and Central Point at 5:26. You are watching the CBS 6 News at 5 a.m. We continue with tornado warning coverage now for eastern Hanover County, northwestern King William County, and southeastern Caroline County. If you've been watching for a little while or you live in Caroline County, kind of like this is a lot. We had one cell that has moved out of northeastern Caroline County. That's what the original tornado warning was before 4:30. This is a new one that's taking a storm from eastern Hanover up through King William into southeastern Caroline County. Excuse me. So Caroline County has had multiple tornado warnings. This newer one is going to be moving into the southeastern part of the county coming up. So here again is the rotation, just south of Mango Hick. And let me clean this up a little bit. So there's River Road, there's 30, there's 360, and there's Hanover Town Road. There is Williamsville Road, that one's Studley there. So that's River Road up in that direction. And we're just talking about the area just south of Route 30. So just south of Mango Hick, just north of Old Church, to the northeast of Mechanicsville. I'll widen out the picture a little bit so you can get a little bit better perspective on this. So we're talking about northeastern Hanover County now moving into northwestern King William County. So this storm, just since the tornado warning for that was issued at 4:47. So since 4:47, the storm has moved from near Richmond International Airport almost up into northwestern King William County. So this is moving at 60 miles an hour. Here is the time lapse of just the last hour of this, the last 30 minutes of this. So you can see we had the cell start out right in this area down here, and it has now moved up to just west of Manquin. So it has moved that distance in roughly about 30 minutes. So roughly there, so about 15 miles in, so what's that, 17 minutes? So moving at about 55, 60, 62 miles an hour. The rotation now has moved from Hanover Farms up to the Old Church area into just near Mango Hick right now, right near Route 30. So if you are watching us from those areas there, want you to take your tornado safety precautions, take shelter in a basement or the lowest level possible, put as much space between you and the outside walls as possible. And you can use a closet, a hallway, a bathroom. Pretty much you just don't want to be near any exterior wall or windows. A bathroom's good, even a closet on your main floor is good. If you live in an apartment building that has basement laundry, great. If you live in an apartment building where the basement laundry is maybe right next door, you have time to get there, that is a good part of shelter as well. So I apologize, I'm just going over some new data that is coming in. And so the rotation now in northwestern King William County, just near Mangohick. It is north of River Road and near and just south of Route 30. So this is the potential rotation right in here, Hanovertown Road to just west of Manquin and just southeast of Mangohick. So the potential rotation right in this area right here. It's moving to the northeast at 60 miles an hour. So the tornado warning continues for eastern Hanover County, northwestern King William County, and southeastern Hanover County, and a tiny little bit of northwestern King and Queen County. That goes until 5:15. It looks like most of the cell now is almost completely out of Hanover County. So this is now a northwestern King William, southeastern Caroline, and northwestern parts of King and Queen County. That's where the warning is most active for right now. So that's how it looks on radar. Heavy rain moving through Mangohick up towards Bagby, and this is the area of rotation. And let me move it because this is how quickly it has been traveling. So Mangohick in the next 5 minutes or so, Edgar at 5:14, Bagby at 5:20, Central Point at 5:26, and if it holds together, 5:33 up in Brandywine. So that is where the tornado warning will be impacting those cities over just the next 25 to 30 minutes or so. And this, again, is just radar indicated rotation. We haven't gotten any ground confirmation of any tornado in that location. But continues to move at about a good 50 to 60 miles an hour, located just to the northeast of Mechanicsville, as I mentioned, about 8 miles northeast. It was near Studley, but is now moving away from there. I'm just reading the latest text with the update on the tornado warning from the National Weather Service in Wakefield. So that's going to continue until 5:15, that warning. And if we don't see this rotation calm down in the next 8 minutes or so, I think we may get this tornado warning extended a little bit farther north. But right here, this is the current area of rotation that we're talking about. It's in the process of moving right into Mangohick as we speak. So if you're watching us from that location, so we're well east of I-95, we're right near Route 30, we're just west of Route 360. So looks like River Road up to Mangohick. That is kind of like where we're talking about right now. And this is east of 95. So let me just give you a little bit better perspective, widen out a little bit here. So this is where we're talking about. This is 301 down to there. And this is Route 30. This is 360. So the area rotation is right here. So we're talking a bit west of Alet and east of 301. So tracking to the north between about 50 and 60 miles an hour. So this tornado warning has like about another 6-7 minutes to go with it if it doesn't get extended. But for those of you that are watching us from this part of our viewing area, we're now talking about northwestern King William County, southeastern Caroline County. The warning that was for eastern Henrico and eastern Hanover, the cell has now moved out of that area. So this is where the county line is there between Hanover and King William. So this cell has now moved into northwestern King William County. So the warning continues for King William, southeastern Caroline County for about another 6 minutes, 5.5, 6 minutes, if it doesn't get extended by the National Weather Service. And just getting some other information in now. Let me go out to the statewide view. I want to show you, in addition to the tornado warning, we got a lot of other things going on. We've had a lot of flooding across the region. Flood watch continues for most of the area. It does not include the northern neck and middle peninsula. The western part of the state has had significant rainfall. Some sections out here in the western part of the state, anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of rain fell just since yesterday morning. And that area they see kind of shaded in that peach color near and west of Charlottesville, those are flash flood warnings out in that part of the state and that part of our viewing area. But this is where the rotation is now. It is crossing Route 30, and it is right near Mangohick right now, just near and east of Edgar Road. And there's Frog Level Road. This is Edgar there, and Mount Vernon Church Road as well. So those are the streets there. I'm just going to widen out just a tiny bit more. So this is Sparta Road, and this is Newtown Road, and there is Route 30 and 301. So Mangohick up to Bagby, east of 301. This is where the potential tornado is right here, Mangohick, heading towards Bagby. This is moving to the north between 50 and 60 miles an hour. And it is going to be in Bagby in a short time here. It looks like if this doesn't change direction, it may stay west of Helmet, but kind of looking at the last couple scans here to see if it's jogging east a little bit. No, it's still pretty much going to the northeast. So Mangohick up to Bagby, just west of Helmet, and then Central Point. So let me do a new storm track on this, because even since I showed this to you before, it has moved quite a bit. So there's where the rotation is now. That would bring it into Mangohick in the next minute or so. It's pretty much, the rotation is pretty much there now. Edgar at 5:16, Duane at 5:17. Bagby at 5:21, Central Point at 5:27. We did have a tornado warning for Caroline County and King George County earlier from a different cell that was north of this one, but this cell will move into southeastern Caroline County. Let's take a look at the... So that warning that we're talking about is the only one we have going on now. The one that was up in Caroline and King George County, that has been allowed to expire. The one that was in King George, I think, was till 5:15, so that got expired early, the rotation weekend. So right now, we're just dealing with this part of one tornado warning. The center of rotation is right near Mangohick. Like, it's essentially where the HICK is in the label on the screen there, up towards about Bagby. So we're talking about this right there. So that is where the center of rotation is, right near Route 30, just east of Edgar Road, and right near Bagby right now. So between Mangohick and Bagby, that's where the center of rotation is. And this is where the rotation has moved just in the last 30 minutes. So it is essentially gone from near Richmond International Airport to northwestern King William County. And that has just happened in like the last 30 minutes or so. So good news with this storm, with this potential tornado, is it's moving very quickly, so it won't be in your neighborhood too terribly long. But we're definitely dealing with some pretty decent rotation here, right near Mangohick, just south of Bagby. And it looks like it'll stay just west of Helmet and maybe right near or just west of Central Point and just to the east of Bowling Green. So where this motion is going is going to take the rotation kind of like this. Didn't draw the straightest line there, but that's the direction in which we're tracking the movement of that rotation. So right near Mangohick right now, and right near Edgar Road, right near where Route 30 is, just south of Bagby. So that's where we have some pretty decent rotation showing up on radar right now. And I'm just looking at a couple other things as some new information's coming in. Don't have anything coming in yet about any confirmation on the ground. But this is some pretty decent radar rotation. I'll tell you, where we did have some tornado damage last evening, the radar signatures looked just like this. So nothing to mess around with. This is not in the most populated part of our viewing area, but everyone that watches Channel 6 is important. So we want to highlight this here, right here, Mango Hick, right near, just north of Route 30, just south of Bagby, just east of Edgar Road. So that's where the tornado warning is now. And let me see. It looks like the it looks like most of this tornado warning might have been canceled now, which is a good thing. Still see some rotation in there, Mango Hick to Bagby, but as of right now, it looks like the tornado warning is done for that area. Yeah, so its expiration time was at 5:15, so it has been allowed to expire, and there's not an additional tornado warning. But I do want to tell you, Mango Hick up to Bagby and Central Point, we still have some rotation showing up on radar, so don't be shocked if we have another warning issued in the next little bit. Thank you for staying with us here on CBS 6. I'm going to send it over to Brendan and Reba right now. Good morning, guys.